What's up, guys? Gamer Vlog Guy back with another vlog. I'm actually on my phone right now. Um, in this video, we'll be talking about the Houston Rockets and the James Harden situation and everything that's going on with that. First of all, I'd like to get to the Houston Rockets organization. They with the moves they made so far going into tomorrow's game against the Chicago Bulls. First of all, trading Russell Westbrook, to Washington D.C. to the Wizards for John Wall. I like that. I think John Wall is going to be, he's a shooter. He's a deep threat. I like him. He can really put some points up and score. I like that, and paired him with Austin Rivers. I like that's awesome. And also today they signed, I think it was today or yesterday, they signed free agent DeMarcus Cousins. I love that, him and John Wall playing together again, reunited. The two Wildcats from Kentucky, they actually played together in Kentucky. Now they're together in Houston. I love that. I think John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins together in Houston, along with Austin Rivers. I think that's awesome. I think the Houston Rockets right now, I think they're just going to be at a great team this year. And then also they're also the big question mark in Houston. Getting to it, James Harden. He's currently still, as this video is being made today, is still a Houston Rocket, and I'm going to assume that he's going to be playing tomorrow in Chicago against the Bulls. Him, John Wall, and DeMarcus Cousins, and Austin Rivers. I can't wait to watch them play together. I really hope James Harden stays in Houston. I think Houston has made their team better. I really like that they got rid of Russell Westbrook and got John Wall. I love that, and also bringing in DeMarcus Cousins. But is that going to be enough? And that's the question. Is that going to be enough for James Harden to stay in Houston? I don't know. Doing a little bit of role play right now. If I'm James Harden, that's something I'm thinking about. Is that enough for me to get to where I want to go? Is that enough to build off of? We're going to have, to me, if I'm James Harden, we'll see what happens. I would prefer, if I'm James Harden, I would prefer to stay in Houston and see what happens. At least give it maybe 1 or 2 more years with this potential starting five with Rivers, him, Harden. With him, Rivers, Wall, and potentially DeMarcus Cousins being a starter or coming off the bench. Excuse me. I don't know. If I'm the general manager playing the role of the GM, going to the GM role right now, I'm walking on eggshells right now. I am hoping and praying that that's enough to keep Harden here in Houston, because playing the general manager role right now, I am petrified. If I'm the general manager of Houston, I'm petrified. I'll tell you why. Harden walks away and he leaves and goes to another team, even if that's in the East. Like Harden wants to go to Miami, and he's also looking at Milwaukee as a destination in Miami, and also looking at the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, he leaves and goes to one of those 3 teams. Or maybe goes to Brooklyn and plays with Kevin Durant. What does that leave me as a general manager of this organization? I'm left with Wall, Cousins, and Rivers. Where am I going? Where are we going as an organization? that's something that, if I'm the general manager, I don't know. My number one priority right now, if I'm the general manager of Houston, is keeping Harden in Houston. Keeping him in there, locking him up, making sure he retires a Rocket. Making sure that that window of opportunity stays. Because if Harden goes, the window goes with him. There's a small window. Mind you, LeBron James only signed a 2-year extension with the Lakers. LeBron is at the end. You only have to stay competitive. Maybe for another 2 or 3 more seasons. And he goes. And he goes. LeBron goes. He retires. He's done. If I'm a fan, I love this. We're competitive. We're going to be in the top 5. We're going to be a playoff team. Potentially probably playing the Western Conference Finals. And I'm getting to watch a potential 45 to 50 win season. Get to watch a 45 to 50 win ball club every season for the next 2 or 3 years. In Houston, I get to watch that. It's going to start tomorrow in Chicago. In the preseason. How this is all going to work. That's, to me, going back, if I'm Harden, I'm holding out judgment and holding off my decision until I see what happens in the preseason. And going into this season and seeing how we gel as a team, as a unit, with Cousins and Wall. To me, that's the make or break right there, is this season right here, if I'm Harden. Either I'm leaving or I'm going to stay and ride this out. Yes, I'm asking and demanding a trade out of Houston if I'm Harden. But I would say I would like to stay here and make my legacy in Houston and be remembered as a Rocket. And as a general manager, I would love that, to have Harden here. Have his jersey hung up in the rafters at the Toyota Center. Be remembered as one of the best ever to lace it up in Houston. Have championship banners hanging up there in the Toyota Center. And right now, the only way that happens is with Harden. Those championship banners, those conference championships, that revenue that I'm relying on, merchandise sales, season tickets, regular season tickets, and everything else in between, TV rights, being on national TV, getting that money. That's all going to be based on what Harden does. And that's the truth. If Harden goes, everything else goes with him. Everything goes. Being left with Wall and Cousins, and then having Harden walk out the door. That's what is that? That's a. They're not being brought in to be starters. Well, Wall is. But they're not being brought in to be the cornerstones of the franchise. They're there to be surrounding pieces for Harden. Harden's the guy. There's no way around it. Harden is the guy in Houston. Well, whatever Harden wants, that should be what the franchise goes. If Harden wants this person, you go get him. If Harden wants this or whatever, get him that. Make sure his name is signed on a contract that has the Houston Rockets on the that's a Houston Rockets contract. You let him walk, that there goes your franchise. Then you'll be back in the draft lottery. Then you'll be back to rebuilding. Bring it, and then you're going to have all these names like John Wall, like a DeMarcus Cousins. You're just going to just be a pass through team. These names pass through, and nothing to show for it. Those banners up there, those championship banners from '94 and '95, they're just going to be collecting dust. There's not going to be nothing new up there. Your window of opportunity to win a championship in Houston starts and stops with Harden. That's it. It's him. It's number 13. You make him happy. You make sure he's happy. You're going places. You're going to go deep in the playoffs. You're going to make deep playoff runs. Have a chance to knock off the Lakers. Have a chance to compete with the Nuggets, with the Mavericks, with the San Antonio Spurs, with the Suns, with the Blazers, with all these other teams. But those are my thoughts on the Harden Houston Rockets issue right now. I'm going to be back tomorrow with another video I already uploaded to YouTube. I'm going to release it. And also be back with the Houston Rockets review, the Bulls review of that game, and also the Ball Brothers debut. LiAngelo and LaMelo. Thanks again, and like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks.